San Diego State and Yale. Aztecs hoping to get to the round of 16 this tonight against Yale, a team that was the preseason favorite in the Ivy League. So San Diego State on notice, trying to get to Boston next weekend.
Let me have your eyes. Time for talk is over. It's time to play. We have to be fearless. We have to play fearless. And then play connected. The best team will win. We have to trust our defense and our rebound. That's why we're sitting here. We are sitting here because our defense and our rebound. It has to be elite tonight. Do it, White. Let's go. Right, together.
Shot at 21, but that's where you want.
This is beautiful by Tramel.
Tramel, another steal. Lefty, look out. Oh, the magnifique for Lefty.
Oh, boy, when they play like this, just like the old days with Kawhi and Billy and Malcolm. Oh, man, it was like music playing, a symphony orchestra.
Lefty, 98 career points in the NCAA tournament. How about Tramel, though?
You name it, and the Aztecs are doing it well.
Thank you for your attendance. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Lamont Butler hit 1,000 career. Great victory. Now we got to go on the road. We're playing a road game against UConn and Boston. Come on. But hey, we're up for the task. We're ready to go.
All right. What's going on, Aztec Nation? Welcome to the Sons of Montezuma podcast. I am your host, Mateo. You can find me at Mateo San Diego on Twitter. And it's a victory Monday, guys. It's a victory Monday. I'm not gonna play the fight song. Not gonna get out of control because we gotta take it in stride. We gotta act like we've been here before. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him. He is wearing his shades everywhere he goes because he's too cool for school. What's going on, SD Sports Fiend?
Doing great, man. I mean, Victory Monday. I'm loving it, man. We're still dancing. This is awesome.
Still dancing State University. And he went from East County to East Tahoe. Mr. Mike Tortola. What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? I'm back. I'm back from Disneyland with my lightsaber, and I'm ready to rock and roll, dude. I mean, what a game.
What a game. I don't know if any of us saw that coming. I know we had our preview, but the Aztecs blew Yale out of the water, 85-57. The game, it was never close. I mean, yeah, the Bulldogs may have been within 10 in the first few minutes of the first half, but when Jalen D came out and hit a couple bombs right off the bat, you knew, and we'll get into it, Fiend. I'll set it up. We'll get into it, but just pure domination. We were at McGregor's. Shout out to our day one supporters down there at McGregor's that joined us, and of course the EHOs up at Alesmith. Just a great time. A lot of festivities going around town to watch this game that was all important. And now the Aztecs are in the Sweet 16 back-to-back years. First time back-to-back years. Fiend, what does that mean to you? Big picture kind of talk, getting to the Sweet 16 for the first time in back-to-back years.
I mean, that's what great programs do, right? I mean, look at Gonzaga. I mean, going to all these Sweet 16s in a row, and they like to, call themselves one of the elite programs on the West Coast. We're right there, and we're continuing to show that we are in the top 16 of the country. This is amazing. It's quite an accomplishment. I think we could, regardless of what happens moving forward, I think we could honestly say that this has been a successful season anytime you get to a Sweet 16. So I'm really proud of how they played and that we've gotten this far.
How about you, Mike? Big picture talk. Big picture talk.
I mean, it's awesome, bro. I mean, we've like I said, we've been around since the Peterson Gym days, and having tickets since the VA house opened. To see the steady escalation of greatness of this program, for the most part, and then getting 4 Sweet 16s, 2 back to back, or I'm sorry, these 2 back to back. I mean, that's obviously we're still breaking records and writing history on a program that is a very, very good program, but it's still young. So, I mean, it's great, man. And to see these guys and just how much fun they're having. And I didn't get to see the game. I was watching at Disneyland. I was watching my little girl I was watching on the phone while she was on the rides, and my wife's getting mad at me, but I'm like, dude, hey, we gotta get dub, but then to see them come out and just absolutely demolish Yale was fantastic. So hey, 12-13, top overall seed, back-to-back years. We'll see if history repeats itself again for us.
Very well said. Very well said. Before we get into the particulars, the specifics of this game, because we want to attack it properly. Want to thank you guys all for joining the chat on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button before we get into anything further. And of course, guys, talking about this team, we're all about the team. Our NIL store is open for business. Don't let the season end without you taking that opportunity to support these guys. Of course, you see the new MVP shirt for Mr. Jalen Ledee, and of course Lamont Butler, all his fantastic commemoration in the socks, the tees, Micah Parrish, and of course, last but not least, Mr. Reese Waters. It was very encouraging to see all these guys, man, just really put their best foot forward against Yale. And I'll be honest. I do believe in a higher power, guys. If you guys want to know more specifically, we can have that private conversation. My DMs are always open. But I do believe in a higher power. And, I don't know if it was as coach and the player says it was, the experience of going through that first game, getting those jitters out of the way, and then the second game in the round of 32. You feel a little bit more comfortable, a little more confident. You heard a lot of that talk in the post-game pressers and all that good stuff. But, we had, I believe, a little bit of a divine intervention in this Yale game. And what am I talking about? If you guys pay attention on our social media, Instagram, all Facebook, all that good stuff, we give a little inside look into where we were at McGregor's and the pregame rituals that, it might have to be a new thing. The way this game went, it might have to be a new tradition that we need to add, because there is power. There is power in prayer, and nobody exemplified this more than, well, I don't know if we're going to call him SD Sports Fiend, but we might have to call him Reverend Fiend or something like that. What's going on, Fiend? What got into your mind as we show the people the prayer that we sent up? Let's let the people see it first, and then I want to get your thoughts on this. So enjoy this, guys.
We got to do it, man. We got to do it. We got to break it. Got to break that curse, man. We've not been shooting the ball well. All right, everyone, bow your heads in prayer. Oh, Holy One, Rainmaker of shots, Sultan of swish, we ask you to bless our three-point shooters, that they may have the confidence in their shooting abilities and have faith that their shots will go through the hoop. Amen. Please guide the ball through the bottom of the net, and Aztec Nation will rejoice and give glory to your name as we have borne witness to your power and might. Hallelujah. Amen. Let's go.
Oh man, I hope nobody is offended by that prayer out there. We were having a great time at McGregor's, but I think Fiend, you wrote that in earnest. Tell us a little bit about where that came from, man. Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, our guys, have not been shooting the ball well. We've been talking about it all season, and it's kind of like we've just been waiting for it to come along, come along. One of these games they're gonna start shooting, and I said, you know what? Maybe they need a little extra. Maybe we need to have the power of prayer to plug into a higher power out there to give them some encouragement, some inspiration, and maybe that can help seeing the ball go through the net more. And that was the whole inspiration for it. And you're right, I think now we may have to do something similar for the UConn game, because God knows we are going to need some prayers for that game, because it is a very, very challenging, tough road environment that we're going to be facing. Just awesome to see those guys, though, go out against Yale and hit the most threes that they've hit all season long. I'm not going to take credit for that at all. It's just, hey, everyone has their part, and you do whatever you can, to help the guys, to help to get a victory. And if that's just sending them, well wishes and a nice prayer, then that's what we got to do.
Very well said. Very, very well said.
Is that going to be? Will you use the same prayer on Thursday, or will you have a second one?
I think I'm going to have to come up with another prayer. Yeah. And maybe we can have a larger group this time, to join in. So I'm looking forward to it, though.
Well, I'm looking forward to it as well, man. Good penmanship on that prayer, and
Thank you.
throwback to what was that? The Sandlot? Was that kind of a throwback? Throwback to that.
Yeah, I think you got to do the same prayer.
Well,
think
we're
that's-
superstitious about stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
why we're at McGregor's, But this Thursday, before we get everybody, you are welcome to come join this Thursday for the Sweet 16 game at AleSmith in San Diego, up in the Miramar area. We are going to be there for sure. The game tips off. What is it? 4:39 or so Pacific time. So we'll be there at AleSmith. They're obviously big supporters. We're big supporters of them. We love what they do, and we got to follow in line with last year. Sweet 16 game against Alabama. We were there at AleSmith, rocking the place, and we're hoping to have the same good energy flowing. Really quick on Helica, thank you so much. She says she remembers meeting us at the end of last year's celebration of Snapdragon, and our energy and enthusiasm is contagious. Thank you for the super as well, the sticker. Very much appreciated. You know, day ones, you know where you're at. Got to run the prayer back. Got to run the prayer back. Dave says, got to run it back.
It sounds like the people are saying that I need to keep the prayer the same. So
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to.
It's all
Don't
join
deviate.
in.
No deviation after dub.
13 threes, you said, Fiend? 13?
13. Yeah.
Oscar, I see you, big O. Prayer changes things. Just putting that good energy. It's not us, right? We do our part. We put our good prayers out there. But when you hear the team, you just go back to those highlight videos. What the coaches are preaching, what they're telling them. Even the bench players, you got to get involved. You got to pick up your man. Cheer them on, and that energy is contagious. Mike, how do you credit all these threes? Or not even just the threes, but just the attitude, the aggressiveness, the high percentage shooting percentage, the confidence. How do you see this thing?
It was just their night. It was just their night, and they, when Jaden hit those two at the beginning, I'm like, we're not going to lose. There's no way we're going to lose this game unless we fall apart. And then Darian just turned it into Darian, like he did last year in the tournament, and he just went crazy, man. Like in his, hitting shots, hitting those threes, but his defense was still exceptional. The steals. Everything he did, he's kind of the glue, even though Jaden's the best player on the team, he's kind of the glue for this team, I think, in this tournament, and so it's been fantastic. I see everybody, save some for next game. No, dude, just make them, because you don't know what's going to happen next game. You know what I mean? So just play your game, and just keep, the more buckets that go, or the more balls that go in the bucket, the better you're going to feel about yourself. So it was awesome, dude. I was like, and then they made some, and then Bird made two, and Saunders, which I listen, Elijah, I'm sorry. I questioned you early in the season with your 3-point shots, and I apologize if you proved me wrong, and I'm glad you proved me wrong. So, hey, dude, keep balling out. rooting for you, like always. But they've all played well, man. And Bird is, I think Bird is, he looks like he's actually healthy now, and he just looks,
Yeah.
dude. You either take it up a notch in the NCAA tournament or you don't, and if you don't, you're not going to win. You know what I mean? Like Kenny Smith was saying the other night, he's like, if you have to worry about turning it up now, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Like you just do it or you don't. And these guys have all done it, and they've just played really well, and they played as a great team. They play as a great team. So it's awesome, dude. It's so awesome to see this. We get one more game, man. At least one more game, and that's all you can ask for.
T-Mac, thank you. Thank you. Always your support, man. Really appreciate it. All the way from Colombia. This is what I keep the faith in this team to overcome the negativity of the doubters. Man, keep speaking that. Keep speaking that positivity. I love what I saw from the team. It wasn't perfect, right? Nothing's ever perfect. But like you said, Darian Trammell, man, 18 points. Of course, Ladie setting the tone with 26, 9 rebounds. My goodness. Micah Parrish, okay. 7 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. He was a dog in there. He was mixing it up. You saw a lot of fight in there. Everybody contributed so much. Like you said, Elijah Miles Bird is just so disruptive, man. I think that's the word I could say. He's disruptive. Fiend, what you got to say about this positivity to put a bow on this segment of what we're talking about?
Well, I like what you're saying about the contributions from everyone, and it's like no one cares who gets the credit. They just want to get a win at this stage. And nothing says that more than when, they're in the locker room and they're putting the sticker on the bracket to show that they're advancing forward. And you got BJ Davis, who was on the bench the entire night, except for the very end when the game was, completely out of hand. And he gets in there and, makes some good shots and everything. And they give it to him to actually put they could have done that and given it to Ladie or Trammell or, any of those guys who've been deserving of it. They gave it to BJ Davis, and that just shows to me how it is a complete team, and they don't care about the individual accolades, and they just want to win.
No. By the way, saw a couple of flashes of what BJ Davis has in store for us next year.
Yeah.
What he did at the beginning of the year, he kind of looked lost out there, which he's a freshman. I get it. But like last night, he looked decisive. He looked like a different BJ Davis than we saw 2 months ago. So I'm excited for that. Looking forward.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, and that leadership, right? The leadership goes out there as confident, shows the younger guys, this is how it's done. This is the attitude you bring, especially into the tournament. They see it firsthand throughout the whole year. And hey, in the tournament, Ladie set the tone, Butler setting the tone. The veteran leadership is setting it. Young guys are following through. Thank you, Fembone. She says prayer must be read verbatim. Thank you so much for the super. I think we're all in agreement. It's got to be verbatim. Yes, keep it rolling. Let's go. I love it. I love it. I love it, guys. Whew. What else we want to talk about in this game? They never really gave us a challenge, so I don't know if we need to spend too much time on there. I thought it was interesting. Dutcher said that their coach, he had actually been trying to schedule with us for quite some time, and to hear Dutcher say, like, we're not going out to the East Coast. Like, if you guys want to come out here, and he said it in a respectful way, but it's just the fact, like, we're not going out there to the East Coast to play, you guys. Like, if you guys want to come out here, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we don't have to anymore.
And they were on the West Coast. That's the weird thing is, I think they played LMU, they played Gonzaga, so they played some teams out here. So, but yeah, I think it's a lot of teams. I think want to try to schedule us now, just because not only is it a great competition and great preparation for these types of moments in the postseason, but if you take a loss to us, it's not going to hurt you, in your resume and everything. And so I like how San Diego State, we seem to be, because we're getting more recognition, because we're doing, we're going farther in the tournament than we ever have. We're more attractive to other teams that out of conference scheduling.
Yeah, and the other two things Jaden has now the most points in the NCAA tournament for an Aztec. He had 98, obviously more than 98 now. 26 points in 29 minutes. Pretty efficient. Also, congrats to Lamont for getting that 1,000-point classic.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. You know, been seeing it, and man, 1,000 points. Like, you sure he ain't got 1,000 steals already? I mean, boy, it feels like it. Feels like him.
That's
Locked,
crazy.
locked down. What was his name? Who's their star player?
Polakidis?
Palakidis. Yeah. I mean, boy. I mean, everything that Yale did against Auburn, it was not happening against our Aztecs. Incredible. How did that team beat Auburn? I don't know.
They shot lights out, and I think our defense had a big part of that, you know, and them not having the same success, definitely. And then again, you know, when we can have nights where we hit shots from the outside, we're really tough to beat. When you add in how tough we are, how physical, having an All-American and Jaden Ledee, I mean, we can match up with anyone in the country.
All right. Well, we're gonna need to. We're gonna need a matchup with anybody not just anybody in the country. Want to thank everybody for jumping in on our bracket challenge, the official bracket challenge that we had made for all you Aztecs fans. You know, I want to show real quick the leaderboard. As you guys can see, Mr. Jorge Medina is in first place. He's part of the E-host. If any of you guys watch the E-host, Jorge is in the lead, and that is your top 10. What we got going in after the first weekend. So hopefully somebody's gonna win some good Sons of Montezuma gear from the online shop, and get them fitted. Guys, before we move on to UConn, you know, I'm very, very happy to talk about it because, you know, all you guys are day one supporters who are watching this. We've been at this grind at Sons of Montezuma for years now. The basketball side started a little after the football side, but, you know, we've been grinding at this for years. We really appreciate all your guys' support. We got some little breaking news. I'm excited about it because, you know, as we grow, Aztec Nation grows, we grow, more opportunities. I want to share with everybody a little something that I'm excited to make an announcement. It's just another step in the right direction. So I'll show you guys a little glimpse of what's coming down the line for Sons of Montezuma, and hopefully you guys can support this with us. Boy, if that doesn't make you want to go out there and get Manscaped right now, and I don't know what it's gonna do, guys. We are pleased to announce our partnership, our new official sponsor with Manscaped. We are very proud to partner with us, partner with them. We hope that you guys take your family jewels very seriously because we're all about sports, all about balls, and you got to protect the family jewels, man. We got to protect them guys down there. Manscaped, they are doing a great job. They're helping us out. The new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is the top of the line product there to Manscaped down there. Guys, are we excited about this new partnership with Manscaped? Awesome company.
Yeah. This is crazy, man. This. I mean, like when Matt told us, I'm like, this is nuts. Pun intended. So it's like, this is cool, dude. Like this is cool, and this is a great opportunity. A San Diego based company, and it's pretty fun, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I already have the handyman shaver, the portable shaver, and I absolutely love it. Got it for Christmas, and it's fantastic shaver. Gets it really close, just like you're using a razor. And I can't wait to check out the lawnmower. And as we grow, we stay trim, right?
Hey, I gotta pass it through the screen to Mike over here. You don't want to take it from my hand. Nah, I'm joking. But the lawnmower 5.0, we got a special code for you guys. Want to make sure you guys are taking advantage of this sponsorship. We'll be doing some more creative things to show you the benefits of Manscaped. We have a promo code. You could get 20% off plus free shipping with the promo code SONS, SONS. Simple enough at manscaped.com. They are hooking you guys up and making sure you protecting your balls this March Madness. It's a Manscaped Monday, as we want to call it, and very excited.
Your balls will thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm just really excited about all the puns we're gonna get to use now, man. Like I'm just all my dad jokes coming out. I'm really pumped about it.
Oh yes, and it's not limited just to the men. Their products are available all across the board, all across mankind. Absolutely. So thank you guys. We appreciate all your support all these years. We hope that this collaboration, this sponsorship with Manscaped goes a long ways. That promo code SONS, easy enough. All right. Okay, guys, let's get into the next topic of conversation. And that is, oof, guys, we got UConn on the docket. They've been busting our balls for the last, couple March Madnesses, and I think it's about time we return the favor, guys. I think we need to return the favor. It's about time. Third time may have to be that charm. We got to make it happen. I mean, we knew this was coming. We knew it was gonna get to this point. Once the bracket came out, you just like, okay, all right. And I liked when Dutcher told the guys, we got UConn next. They're ready. What do you think? Fiend?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this is was a great tune-up and a confidence builder going into this game. Obviously, this is going to be such a challenge having to play in Boston. What's it, 90 minutes or so from the UConn campus? I mean, it's going to be filled with New Englanders there, supporting UConn. Hopefully, we'll have a good contingent there. I know there was a pretty decent crowd there for the Sweet 16 last year against Alabama, but this is definitely going to be like a road game, And the hope is that all of these tough environments that we have played in, playing on the road at BYU, playing at Grand Canyon, all these games in the Mountain West at elevation, this is what it prepares you for this game, for this moment. And so the hope is that all of that preparation finally comes out into a masterful performance for the Aztecs. It's going to be tough. All right. We started as 9.5-point dogs. I think it's gone to 10.5 now. I think we were only like 6.5 or 7.5 last year for the national championship game. So we're even bigger underdogs for this. But hey, we like that role. And the great thing is these guys have the confidence that they can pull that upset because of what they did last year against Alabama.
How are you feeling about it, Mike? What is your take?
I mean, it's tough. It's going to be a tough game. They're number one overall seed for a reason, and it's a little different than Alabama last year because I think Alabama was younger, but they're very talented, and this is an older, experienced UConn team. You know what I mean? I mean, they won the Big East, they won the tournament, so this is going to be you're going to have to play your best game, and I think if we come out and we're behind, it's going to be tough to come back on them. So, we've seen teams play well, i.e. Yale, and then they play us and they're a totally different team and they're not shooting as well. We need to bring the defense and then we got to hit some shots early and get into a flow. So There's gonna be a test, man. You know, this is you see Danny Hurley. Oh, they're against us. They have a tough bracket. Man, shut up, dude. You're the number 1 overall seed. You should have the toughest bracket. It's like the group of death in the World Cup. There's always one
Yeah.
bracket that's tough, man. But you get to play an hour and a half from home. I mean, come on, bro. You don't get closer than that. You know what I mean? So it'll be tough, man. You know, this is what you want. You want to play UConn. They beat you 2 out of 3 times. The last 2 times. We've played them 10% of the games in the NCAA tournament. When the upcoming one of 3 out of 30. So this is we have some bad blood with UConn, with the Kemba Walker, and then last year in the tournament, you know, bad blood meaning, you know, we got to get over the hump and slay Voldemort. You know what I mean? So
Colby says he doesn't think it's going to be as much of a road game as you think. 3 other schools there. That's true. You know, they get their allotment, but San Diego State's not going to travel. They're not going to fill up. They may fill up their allotment per se, but it's not like droves are going to be out there in Boston as we were in Houston for the Final Four. So, I mean, I think there are going to be a lot more UConn fans than anybody else down there. So, you know, hey, hold on 1 second, Mike. Looks like we got a little intruder.
what are you doing here, bro?
Intruder.
You can hear me? Here, put these on.
Oh, I love it. See, family show. It's family show. We could talk about Manscaped. What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Harper.
Hi.
Can you say go Aztecs?
Sorry. She's excited. I told her we won, and she was like, "Yay, go Aztecs!"
Hey, that's what you get. You took her to Disneyland, bro. It's a big move. Big
Hey,
daddy
man,
move right there.
Yeah,
Big
dude, I'll
daddy
tell you
move.
what. And Joe Cassio was saying you were giving me a hard time, but like the memory of that is special. I mean, it was kind of it was cool, man. I hadn't been to Disneyland in a long time. I got a little emotional with the lightsaber thing. That's still kind of cool to you when Yoda's talking to you and you're making a fake lightsaber, you know, with 12-year-old kids. It's pretty fun, dude. You know what I mean? But seeing her getting dressed up and stuff, that was awesome. And then getting to watch some of the game on my phone there was great. And then just to see them just destroy Yale was a great way to end a good weekend.
All right, let's get back to the comments over here because everybody's acting up in here. Okay. All right. This UConn team, Casey McCormack says, they feel beatable because their guards are dominating, but our guards can D up. I like that point. You know, talking about our backcourt locking down the opposition. This game is going to be so tricky to me because there's so many different ways that UConn attacks. They play so many different styles. They could play any style if they want to go inside, if they want to. I mean, geez, Klingon. I mean, the dude is what 7'4", something like that. Like easily the second best true center, I think, in NCAA right now behind Zach Edey. You know, Ledee is obviously he's not a traditional center. He's not. You're not going to put him in that same category. But their guards are tricky. I mean, all of them can knock down shots. They all defend. They all hustle. They run numerous amount of sets. I mean, looking at firsthand that championship game last year, that's one thing, Fiend, you pointed out to me. I know Dan pointed out to me even. Like, there's so many sets that they run. I mean, they even pull some out as a surprise that you haven't prepared for. So, I mean, it's a different team without Sonogo this year, but they still have that big inside presence. They still have these transfers that came in that just knocked down shots. Caravan, he didn't really have the biggest game against us last year, but he's kind of a mismatch, I think, for us. I don't know who we generally stick on him. I don't know if you guys have any insight or clue. What are you feeling as far as, you know, what they may be bringing?
I mean, I like to look back at last year's game and see like, okay, how could we have maybe attacked them better? And it seemed like last year, like we tried to go inside first and we were not having any luck, whether it was Mensa going up against Sonogo, whether it was Ledee going up against Klingon. Now, I think if Ledee pulls Klingon out from the low block, I think he could have more success one-on-one than if he's just trying to turn and shoot. You know, because I mean, Ledee, I think Mike Minyaris brought this up in one of our podcasts. He doesn't have the highest vertical jump. You know, if you notice, like on the tip-offs now, Jay Pal is the one who's jumping, not
Yeah.
Jaden Ledee. And so when you go up against a guy that's 7'2" and Donovan Clingan, I don't know how much of an advantage we're going to have. I don't know how much he's going to be able to bully him around like he has some of the other post players in the games that we've played. So I think maybe pulling Clingan out, or what I really liked last year was our guards really running pick and roll and kind of penetrating, right, and being able to get like mid-range shots, and I don't think their guards can really match Butler's first step, or like how Darian can get by players. I just think that we should the guards are really going to win this game. I think if we win this game. So that's the way I would approach it, is really put the ball in Lamont and Darian's hands, and let them go to work.
I like that idea. I think Lamont and Darian are probably looking at last year's game and been thinking about it all year. Like, okay, what could I have done a little different? How can I improve upon that in performance? I mean, the whole team is probably looking at that, but in particular, I think the guard play is going to have to be crucial with that size and length that's going to be on Ledee. I mean, Ledee, he's able to knock down those threes again. I mean, that's going to have to force them to come out, like you're saying. So, Mike, any perspectives from your angle?
I mean, we're gonna have to play a really, really good game. Any game we have, if we were to win this, say we were to win this, any other game moving forward, we're gonna play a really, really good game, and that's a good start against Yale. Kind of give us confidence going in. I was watching some of the UConn game, and I thought, I mean, the center Clingan, he's a great player, but I mean, hopefully they start calling some of his moving picks and screens. You know what I mean? Because he does that quite a bit, I think, whether it's right or wrong. But if they don't call that, we're deep shit. You know what I mean? But I think we can. We're just gonna have to play a good game, man. Play good defense, shoot the ball well. I don't think we're gonna shoot 53% again, but if we're in the mid 40s,
Hey, don't say that, Mike.
just being honest, bro. I mean, 52.7% is pretty impressive, dude. But if we can play good defense, which we will, we know it's going to be there, and we can make some shots, I think that's going to ramp up our defense to even better shots. So we have a shot, man. That's all you want, is the opportunity to go play these guys after they beat you last year in the national championship game. And this is the opportunity you asked for. And let's see how these kids play, and hopefully they play well, and hopefully we come out and have a chance to win at the end and get a win.
I do like that point from Michael right here. We have the experience this year. We will adjust. I think there is something to that last year, just getting to the Natty after such an emotional high against FAU. And then you got to turn around and compete for the national championship. You would think, okay, yeah, you're on this roll. But you can't imagine what was going on through the young guys' minds and in their headspace. Like, okay, now you got to get back up after such an emotional high. It felt like we won the championship against FAU. And then you got this UConn team just throwing all this craziness at you on a short turnaround. Like, oh my goodness. That experience,
That's a good
it's
point.
got to pay off. It's got to pay off dividends now
Yeah.
with this couple days of preparation,
Yeah, that's a good point with the short turnaround last time. I mean, we have more time. We've seen this offense. Now we've seen what they do. They've seen what we do too, but I don't think what we do is really any secret. I mean, but I think having more experience playing against these guys is going to, make us better prepared and give us a better shot of beating them. So it's going to be tough. I mean, we're not expected to win this game. So hey, we got nothing to lose, man. Just let it all hang out there and just go all out 40 minutes, and let's see, where we end up.
What I want to see is us impose our style of play. And we talk so much about the sets they run and what UConn can do, how deadly they are. We've got to get to that point where we impose, where if Ledee can impose his physicality, his versatility, and open things up. And like you guys said, other guys got to just knock down shots, got to knock down their shots and their opportunities. Be disruptive though. Number one thing, you guys, for like Saunders and Bird coming off the bench, that's going to be key for me. They've got to supply that, that energy off the bench to sustain those moments where, there's going to be runs where it gets tough. There's just going to be those moments where you gotta power through some things, and hopefully they could be disruptive enough and add in to what they've been doing. I mean, they've shot so well against Yale. To me, it's just right here. It's just right here. They knew they could beat Yale. I think they went out there, they had supreme confidence, knew that they could get whatever shot they wanted, and they knocked them down. They had that supreme confidence about them. You got to come into this game with that same attitude. You got to come in not thinking this is the defending champs, but like we were there in the championship with these guys. Like we
We
know
belong.
we belong. We were within 5 minutes of a 5-point game. No matter all the things we've talked about, the short turnaround, the emotional highs, all the complexities of an opponent like that, they were within 5 points in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and really use all the stuff that people are going to say about them, that they don't have a chance, they don't have a prayer, just like we did last year. Use that as fuel for this game, to show that yes, no, we belong. No, we don't just belong in the Sweet 16. We belong in the Elite 8 Final Four. So that's what we need to go after.
Yeah. I mean, these guys know they belong. They know they belong. You know what I mean? They're like, no, we're supposed to be here. You got a 5.5-hour flight back to Boston that you can watch tape too. And you got fresh tape from last year. And like we've said all year, if we make them play our game, we have a really good chance. If we play their game, probably not. Let's just be frank. So, and it's going to be runs. We're going to have to play some of their games, some of the game. They're going to play ours. But if we can play our game more often than not on Thursday, I think we have a great shot. And if Darian comes out, I mean, you saw the foul with Lamont at the beginning of the Yale game was kind of a ticky-tack foul. And then you got another quick one, and he just didn't. But he had a great game the day before, or the game before. So then Darian had a great game. So, it's if we can have, we know what Jaden's going to probably have, but if we can have another guy just step up like that, I mean, that's going to be huge. And Miles Bird is, I mean, I don't know, dude. I might call it here. He might come down as maybe one of the better defensive players to come out of San Diego State. I mean, he has that potential. You know what I mean? With the blocks, the steals. And I think he's slowed down a little bit, and he's kind of let the game come to him. You know what I mean? So, and then he hits those threes. It's like it's a little funky, but it's like it works, man. You know what I mean? But it's funny to see, and then he shoots great, man. So I mean, hey man, why not? Why not us, dude? Why not? You know what I mean? Everybody, all the pressure's on them.
I love Dutchers.
If you can get that kind of production from Bird, we got a real good shot in this game. I mean, he could be a total X factor in this game if he's knocking down threes and he's playing defense and swatting balls and assists and all of that, just making an impact on the game. He's young though, and you're going up against experienced guards, and sometimes that can play against you. But we'll see. I mean, if he plays smart, disciplined, high IQ basketball to go along with all the skills that he has and like the raw athleticism, it could help us and go a long ways towards getting us a victory.
I love what Dutcher said. I think it was post game. I think Darren Smith highlighted it as well. Just his instant reaction to why we were shooting and performing so well. He's like, hey, one guy makes it, the other guys start making it. It's contagious, it's just like fire. It just, he didn't use those words per se, but that's basically what he was alluding to. It's like sometimes you just catch fire and it's contagious, and that's what happens. They got to have that mindset.
Yeah, but I loved when he said sometimes we're dysfunctional shooting. We've been saying that all year. But the fact he said it was so great because, like, I look at him, he's in his Jordan 4 infrareds, right? And he looks like he looks like a kid in a candy store, man. He looks like he's having as much fun or more fun than the players. He just looks like he's having a blast, man. And I think that's what you want in your coach is you got a great team. They're playing great. You're having fun. You're seeing these kids mature. And you obviously, congrats to him having 7 NCAA tournament wins. That's the most, just past Fisher. But he just looks like he's having a blast. And I think it's so cool to see him do that. And that's, when you're having fun, we're dysfunctional sometimes. You know what I mean? I never thought I would hear that come out of his mouth. You know what I mean? But I think it was great, man. I think it was a little side of him that probably we don't see as much. You know what I mean? So that's our
Hey,
guy. That's our coach.
we're dysfunctional sometimes, but you know what I mean. We still
Ev-
hey, kiss the rings, baby, kiss the rings. Yeah.
yeah, we're 100%. Well, you know, it depends on the day.
Oh boy. Um, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. When you're coaching in San Diego, you're living in San Diego, you got roots down in San Diego, you're gonna have a good time. You know who's not really having a good time? Apparently, what's going on, New Mexico? The reports are saying,
Oh,
the coach Patino might be out the door. What's going on in the Mountain West, guys? Because the collateral damage of having 6 bids but only one advancing to the Sweet 16. We're starting to see it all around the conference. Coaches are jumping ship. Who just left for Washington?
Sprinkle.
Danny Sprinkle.
Danny Sprinkle. You mean the number one team, Utah State? Danny Sprinkle already
Damn,
gone.
bro. He flew out of there faster than Diddy flew out of the U.S. today, man.
Woo. Oh,
That's
oh,
great. That's a crazy story. We'll have to talk about that some other time. But that's wild, bro. But then you got Leon Rice, Medved, Alford up here. That's what almost half the conference is. Looks like they're gonna have different coaches this year. But something's going on in New Mexico, man. Like there's something. Patino says he wants to get out. There's the kid with he's got my mental health. I want to leave. Mashburn. Um,
Mm.
but how do you feel? Let me ask you this. Now that we're talking about New Mexico, um,
Yeah.
how do you feel that the whole country got to see a little glimpse of what we know Jalen House is?
I mean,
I mean,
Fiend,
it
you
was
want to take
crazy.
that?
Like,
We kind of
yeah, like I was just like, damn, man, for such a talent, like he wasted a lot of water, dude.
talked about that last time, and it was
Okay.
no
At
need to
least he
go
doesn't
back
have to
on
worry about
that.
having corn in his salsa.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, that's setting them all on fire. They don't love when you talk about New Mexico fans. They don't love when you talk about the corn in their salsa. It really gets them
Grammar's,
hot.
yeah, Grammer is like upset about that on the Twitter on the X.
Oh, I'm getting clown. No cranberry juice tonight. Just my agua and Coca-Cola. Yeah. Fiend, what's going on? What do you think of all these coaching changes? I mean, okay, Sprinkle going to Washington. Was there somebody else? I think I heard what they said.
Medved,
Medved was getting
Medved,
courted by
yeah, Alford,
West Virginia or something like that.
yeah,
Alford, what's going on?
yeah,
Oh, that's your
Alford,
neck of the woods, Mike. What's going on with
Alford.
Alford?
They're talking about Alford. Oklahoma State. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to Oklahoma State. He says he really wants that job. But the interesting one is Leon Rice.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to potentially go. So then the question is, what is going on here? You know what I mean? Do you have coaches that are? Yeah, I know. I get the money, but like, do you have coaches who are? Let's just call it what it is. It's San Diego State and the Mountain West. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so do those coaches have that heat of, what do you do? But the interesting thing is that Oklahoma State thing came after the day that Nick Davidson up here got like death threats for them blowing that game against Dayton.
What
Um,
was that about? What was that about? Because I didn't really get that when
so
you
his
shared that with
dad
me.
his dad tweeted out that the Nevada fans, which you know how I feel about Nevada fans, I've told everybody how they are. They threatened to burn his house down with him and his family in it. Was some like
Good
things
lord.
of this nature, which is it's ridiculous, man. It's like it's a team game, and they just didn't close the game out, and then to get that for a kid who's 19, 20 years old and just wanting to play ball, and it's so disgusting, man. Like that bothers me because there's no repercussions for people who say stupid ass shit like that. You know what I mean? On
Yeah.
the internet, it's just dumb, and you're like, but they're public people, so they get it, unfortunately, which doesn't mean it's right. But then you have Alfred going to Oklahoma State potentially, and Leon Rice. I don't remember what Leon Rice said. I feel like I can't remember what he was talking about or where, but it was on somewhere. But so that's what, five of the
Washington
six
State,
coaches.
Carlton
Okay.
Hill is suggesting Washington State. I just pulled up an article about that, and it does look like he is in the short list for Washington State, which is kind of an interesting move, right? I mean, it's just right there. It's not even that far from Boise.
Right.
Washington State's going to find themselves in the same
And
conference
I think they're
eventually.
going to the West Coast Conference, like
What?
initially. I think that's the deal. Is like initially because they're going to be the Pac-2, so I think that they're playing with Oregon State, I believe, in the West Coast Conference for however many years until eventually I think we merge with them at some point. But getting back to the whole point of why these coaches are leaving, I mean, look, this is the first time we've ever had 6 teams from the Mountain West in the tournament. I mean, it's not like these guys are making the tournament every single year, right? New Mexico hadn't made the tournament since 2014, right? 10 years since they've been in the tournament. And then you've got your guys like Mashburn and House all leaving. Yeah, he's got some good talent coming back, but I never thought that Patino would just be that he would call it quits in Albuquerque. Now Alfred's a little different story because he's jumped around. He's been at been at Missouri State. Iowa was a big time program. Then he went to New Mexico, UCLA, big time program. So he's been up and down and up and down. And at some point, you got to, in your career, you got to say, okay, where do I want to leave my legacy? So I thought that would be Nevada, but apparently, maybe the bat situation at Lawler Arena is more than he can handle, and he's got to get out of town, because who knows if that new arena is going to be built at that casino, So he's stuck with bats every single year, to begin this season flying around, and I wouldn't want to do that, and he's probably embarrassed by all the CBI banners they hang too. But hey, at least they got one banner this year for the NCAA banner. That's quite an accomplishment.
Ouch.
Jeez.
Ouch, Fiend going in.
Yeah, the other thing, I respect that, Fiend. Usually I'm the one who's talking salty stuff like that. But like that just tells me that Nevada new arena is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if he was talking about going hitting golf balls and he loves it, like if that was on the horizon, they said it was going to be open in 2025, 2026. They would have already had the breaking ground.
No, they're stuck at the Bat Cave.
Yeah, they're not. So I think that's not the reason, but that is a big recruiting thing. Even though I think one of the players gave money for a new basketball, like the Jam Center up here, to not have a new one. You would think he would be staying if they had a new arena coming. A lot of movement, man. But you know what? That's their problem. You know what our problem is? UConn. You know what I mean?
I love
all
this.
These guys that they're wondering where their coaches are gonna be, who's gonna be coaching them next year, who's gonna be playing in the transfer portal. Hey, we're still dancing. We're still focused on UConn. So we have Cadillac problems here at SDSU. We are blessed, so blessed with the continuity that we have had with Dutcher and his coaching staff, and 2 coaches in 20 some years. I mean, that's just amazing. And we're just real fortunate that we have built a top program that is a destination program, not a stepping stone like a lot of the other Mountain West Conference.
Yeah. That's why I thanked him when I saw him in Vegas. Even I was like, hey, thank you for being our coach, man. We love you. And so that, it means a lot he's a loyal dude. He's a loyal dude. 2 places, and I don't remember how long he was at Michigan. Then he came here. He's been 25 years, so he's been 35 years in 2 places, pretty much. We're pretty lucky.
Yeah,
I'm just happy we get to talk another week. Me and Fiend were saying we're blessed, man. We're so lucky we get another week to talk Aztecs basketball with that potential to win another game and keep this thing rolling. It's like, man, how fortunate are we? I love it.
It's
Gary
awesome.
Parrish. Garrett T Max says Gary Parrish said he refuses to call SDSU a mid-major program because of their success. That's right. That's right. I mean, this 2 years in a row. I know we opened the show talking about 2 years in a row making the Sweet 16, but it really is huge, guys. I mean, it's such a great feather in the cap accomplishment. This sustained success. It means a lot for the program. It really does. Oh boy. UNLV still in the NIT.
Good for them.
That's cool.
They're a good team.
That's cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. They haven't hung any banners either in the last 10 years. So, an NIT banner, that's a start, for them. And who knows? I don't know if Kruger's going to stick around, but that's another program that has had constant turnover and they just have never been able to get any footing because of the regime changes that they've had.
Yeah. Well, let's keep this thing rolling as long as we can, guys. We thank you guys for joining the stream. Hopefully, we're gonna do this again, possibly Wednesday. We'll keep it updated. We'll keep you guys updated if we hop back on here because I'm excited. I know the closer we get to this game, it's gonna be we're gonna learn a little bit more. I think as news reports keep coming out, as the line, the point spread keeps shifting. Who knows if more money gets added in our direction or UConn's? I mean, playing on the East Coast, I got to figure that line may grow a little bit, but you just never know. Every day is an interesting day. If they find Diddy, what does that mean? Is that a good omen for us guys? Is that because if they can find him anywhere, they say he's in the Caribbean. I don't know.
I don't know, man. like we talked about it. America's turning into Gotham City, man. Like there's some wild stuff going on. People are saying Jay-Z's next. I'm like, I don't know, man. We'll see, dude. But like that's just crazy. That's crazy. And then you got Otani, who like he defers it. Like we talked about this. I'm gonna pull this in because I'm a Padres fan. So, but like you got Otani who defers money because he knows it's better for the team and better for the tax bracket because he can collect the taxes in another place where it's not as tax heavy. But he doesn't know his best friend and interpreter who's with 24/7, 365 is betting on games, and there's $4.5 million missing out of his account. Dude, come on. So
Pete Rose treatment, man. Pete Rose
yeah,
treatment. Let's go.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
out of here. Out
Like,
of here.
but hey, what it is, what it is, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. Like, you see all this stuff, and then, but you know, that then you get back to the NCAA tournament and the purity of it, of just the better team's going to win that night. And you know, everybody's like, well, is it flawed? Why is it flawed? What's flawed about it? The best 64, 68 teams get in. You know, there's one or two kind of like, you know what I mean? But like, that's pretty good to get in. This tournament is always great. It's always great. And then with the more diversity of teams playing and getting NIL guys, and like Rutgers getting like 2 of the top 4 recruits next year, stuff like that is changing the whole dynamic of college sports. And dude, this is the best sporting event in the world. This is the best. The World Cup's second, but this is the best sporting event, I think. And it's just, you know, it's a lot. And if you know, hopefully, if people have to get their vasectomies again, they can use the Sons of Montezuma podcast code to order their Manscaped products to groom their back. So, but it's this is awesome, man. We get to talk ball another week. I get to hang out with you guys and talk, and we shoot the texts, and you know, hopefully we'll get to hear Fiend's prayer one more time, at least one more time. But again, dude, these dudes are ready. These dudes are ready, man. You play a team that you lost to last year, and you get a chance to play them again on their home court. Like Fiend said, you have all these road games that you have to take from that you've played all year, and it's just go out there and let the better team win that night, man. And if we win, dude, I would be absolutely pumped. It will be a good Friday if we win.
Yes. Easter weekend, boy, oh boy. We should drop our Sweet 16 Elite 8 or Final 4 banner at our home game against New Mexico next year. Or the Natty. You know, show off the Natty. Let's do it. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. This Thursday, we're going to be at AleSmith. A reminder, if any of you guys can make it out, want to show up. I know Viejas Arena is opening up their doors as well. They're having a watch party there on campus to watch on the big screens there in the arena. You do have to purchase a ticket. I think it's free to a certain amount. The season ticket holders get first dibs. But, you know, we are creatures. We are superstitious creatures. I know I am. So last year we were at AleSmith for the Sweet 16. We're going to do it again. So hopefully we'll see, get to meet some of you guys out there, shake some hands, talk some ball, and celebrate a big win over UConn. That's what we're praying for. That's what we're praying for. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Anything else? Before we let everybody go on with the rest of their evening, 9 o'clock? Get the babies to bed, all that good stuff.
I'm just excited. I'm excited we get to play another game. At this point in the season, you know, you just want one more game, you know, and for all of us, you know, to get together, friends and what we consider family, you know, to have that experience. I mean, that was a great experience that we had at McGregor's against BYU, you know, and I want to share more of those experiences and more of those Aztec victories, man. Can't get enough of them. And so I'm just glad that we got another shot. Number 1 overall seed. Let's do it again. Let's run it back just like we did last year against Alabama. And let's get a little revenge for that national championship game last year.
All right, all right. Mike, any parting shots on the way out? Do you hopefully we'll talk a little bit more this week, but any parting shots to the stream watchers?
Dude, just enjoy it, man. Like, like he said, you remember the games, but you remember the people you were with and the things you did and how you enjoyed it. I was listening to Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley, and they said, I don't, we play on teams, and we talk to the guys we played with in college, once a month. You know what I mean? So it's the camaraderie and the brotherhood these guys are have going through this journey is pretty cool. And then we get to watch it, and as fans, there's nothing like it. Everybody has a favorite sport. Mine's college basketball, and it's San Diego State. It was the Chargers, quite frankly, and then they bailed on us. State was too, but they're that's it, because we've talked about it, man. Like we said, you have a chance to win a national championship. Football, dude. No, sorry, I think the coach can be great, but like it's not like college basketball. So just to get a chance to do it and hang out, and you guys get to hang out and watch the games and just the atmosphere, and they start playing replays of last year when Butler hit the shot and everybody's freaking out, and it's a different buzz in the city. It's a different buzz in the city. I'm not there, but I lived there long enough to know, like when the Chargers were going to playoffs and those runs with Rivers, the buzz in the city was different. When Kawhi was there, the buzz in the city was different. When the Xavier Thames team was there, the buzz in the city was different. So it's cool, man. It's just you get an opportunity to play and just watch these guys, and it's special, and you get to realize how lucky you are to be a fan of San Diego State men's basketball.
A lot of good suggestions on where to watch this monumental game, this Sweet 16 game. I'm seeing in the chat, but we will be at Alesmith. Come and join us if you can. On behalf of Mike Tortolot and SD Sports Fiend, we want to wish you guys a good evening. Hopefully talk to you all again. Have a great night. Until next time, save your 20% off and free shipping with promo code SONS at manscaped.com and sonsofmontezuma.com. Guys, everybody have a great night. Have a great night. We'll see you very soon. Very soon. Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs. Beat UConn.
Go Aztecs.